A new nonprofit based right here in Tucson is reaching across the globe, hoping of bringing education to southern Sudan.
It's called the Deng Ater Foundation, named after a Tucson man who survived war, poverty, and neglect, but has now achieved his lifelong dream of education here in the U.S. News 4's Anthony Cabrera tells us his story in today's in-depth report.
Abraham is one of Sudan's lost boys. When he was a boy, he, along with thousands of others, were separated from their families. It was in the middle of a civil war. Many escaped in search of safety and a promised future, but that's not what they found. Instead, they found themselves lost.
We just walked, we didn't know where we were going.
From Sudan to Ethiopia to Kenya, the boys survived for years, but with broken promises.
And we were like, what about the education that was promised to us? Where is it at? Nobody answered us.
They were so desperate they began teaching each other. Finally, as a teenager, Abraham learned to read and write, a step closer to his dream of an education, but still a long way to go. Even so, when the opportunity came to move to America, Abraham hesitated.
At that point, we didn't want to because we thought that we were being taken into slavery again. Because we didn't know about America, and we were like, no, we don't want to go. Thank you for the offer. We're not going.
But after learning more about this promise, Abraham decided he had nothing to lose. After all, his dreams were beginning to fade.
And one day I went to the port and saw my name there, final destination, Tucson, Arizona.
And he's been here ever since, achieving his dream. He started at Pima Community College, then got his bachelor's at the U of A, and now he'll be starting grad school this fall. Little did Abraham know that his journey could lead him back to his home country until he met Donald Deng.
I used to tease him and say, you know, if you ever go back to Sudan, I'd love to go with you, you know.
The joke turned into a reality when the two went back last year. An emotional trip, especially when Abraham reunited with his family.
It's really amazing and exciting. And when my mother saw me, she didn't even say anything. She just grabbed me and cried and all this.
And having that moment come and go so quickly. And then I was left sitting there feeling like, well, okay, now what? You know, what's next?
When they got back, the two began coming up with ideas about how they could make a difference in Sudan.
So I thought, oh my God, this kid should not go through the process I went through. I don't want to go through the hardships that I went through.
The idea turned into a full-on mission to build schools in the region. So they formed a foundation dedicated to build 3 schools in 3 years.
If we don't do it, who's going to do it? Nobody's done it for 100 years, 50 years, 40 years, 10 years, whatever.
A new dream for Abraham, who knows what it means to dream, no matter where you are, even if you're lost.
And when somebody asks us, why are you building school and tomorrow you're going to leave? We say, education is my mother and my father.
With Balanced News in Midtown, Anthony Cabrera, News 4.
And of course, the foundation needs help from volunteers to donations. If you are interested, check out their website. Just go to our website, KVOA.com, and click on News Links.
Makes you think how lucky we really are, what he's gone through and what they've gone through.
Appreciate what you have when you see what other people have.